Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sniper Elite inspired level design breakdown video. In this video, I'll walk you through each section of the level from start to finish, explaining my process, the decisions I made, and the reasons behind those choices. Before we jump into the gameplay, let me show you the bubble map with the beat breakdown and a draft version of the level layout. This should provide you with a clear understanding of what the level is about and its structure. So let's jump right into the gameplay. At the very start of the level, I designed a short narrow path to indicate that the player is emerging from the forest. This helps guide them naturally towards their objectives. I placed the player on high ground so they could scout the area, get their bearings and plan how to engage enemies before moving forward. Right at the start, there's a ruined building that serves as cover and a safe spot before any combat begins. Since this is the first enemy encounter, I intentionally kept it simple and not too difficult. The goal here was to let the player get comfortable with the environment and core gameplay mechanics before facing more complex challenges. Once the enemy is eliminated, the player has 3 different path options to choose from. If we look at the level from a top-down perspective, we can see that the player can go right, middle or left, and no matter which path the player takes, they always lead towards the castle. I designed these different routes to accomplish a few things. Give the player different perspectives of the castle, let them scout for alternative entrances, offer freedom and encourage decision making, introduce verticality, and help the player strategize by observing enemy placements from different angles. If the player decides to take the right path, it gives them a clear view of the right side of the castle, possible entrances and enemy patrols. If the player chooses the middle path, they gain a clearer view of what's inside the castle and can better observe enemy behavior and movement patterns. If the player chooses the left path, which splits into 2 sub-paths, it offers more viewpoints and strategic options for approaching and getting inside the castle. I decided to add 4 different entrances around the castle so players can choose how and where to enter. Each entrance offers cover or safe zone, like the barracks highlighted here, to pause, regroup and reassess the situation. To reward the player, I decided to place collectibles throughout the castle which allowed them to resupply and stay equipped for the next objectives. If the player gets eliminated and restarts, they can try a different path for a fresh gameplay experience. Once inside the castle, I implemented 4 climbable routes. My goal here was to ensure that each path to the top provided a unique experience influenced by the player's preferred playstyle and route. Next, the level transitions to the mansion and the graveyard. To connect the castle to the mansion, I added a bridge. This signals to the player that they are entering a new area with new objectives. Alternatively, the player can reach the mansion from the other side via a road. The mansion has 4 entrances, 2 in the front and 2 in the back, so players can choose between a stealthy approach or an aggressive one. Just like the castle, the goal is to provide verticality and multiple ways to complete the encounter, giving the player true freedom of playstyle. Similar to the castle, I placed collectibles inside the mansion to reward and assist the player in progressing further into the level. Players can access the graveyard through 3 different routes, each designed to deliver a unique gameplay experience. Inside the graveyard, I also added a church, which adds a new layer of tactical variety. I decided to block off the front entrance of the church and add a side and a rear entrance instead. The reason behind this was that I wanted to encourage the player to think creatively, either by moving obstacles or climbing to gain access. To guide the player towards the next objective, I added a hole in the roof of the church. This drew the player's focus towards the harbour and made them aware that this is where they had to go next. As the player moves into the harbour area, they're free to choose which objectives to complete first and how to approach combat based on their playstyle. The building on the right and the containers on the left create distinct tactical pathways, each supporting different strategies and pacing. Once the player completes the objectives and possibly clear all enemies, they can run towards the boat and escape, finishing the level. So this is the end of the video, and thank you so much for watching this level design breakdown. If you have any feedback or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and stay tuned for more level design projects.